Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria,
And I'm Rosetta.
and thank you so much for joining us. And if it's your first time, welcome. We always like to start our chats off by saying we're Silicon Valley Girls that chat over tea. And in the spirit of kindness, we want to always listen to one another, and we always want to be compassionate towards one another.
Yep, yes, we do. Thank you for the weekly reminder. All right, everyone. Sorry, just a little bit of technical.
As you can tell by our backgrounds, we're not together as normal.
A
And
little
we
bit
are,
of technical issues.
yes, and we're in the
I'm sorry.
middle of a Miss 5 category storm. So please bear with us today as we deliver our conversation to you
Yes,
all.
well, we're so glad that you could join us for our chat. And we just want to remind you before we get going that we would love for you to hit that thumb icon if you like our videos. And if you haven't already, if you're new or you're not new, but you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and also the bell notification so you don't miss any of our videos. Okay, everyone, we're Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. Have we said that already? I'm going to say it again,
A couple of
and
times.
again. And we're going to talk about the teas that we're each drinking today. And I will go first. Today I'm drinking Earl Grey, and this is a big pack. I got it from my husband actually got it for me online, and it's from a company called US Wellness Naturals Organic Earl Grey, and it says ingredient certified organic black tea natural bergamot flavor. Can you see that? No, you cannot. There you go.
There we go. Oh, it is a
Well,
big pack.
well, you can't
It
see
looks
it.
like a
Oh, I'm
big,
trying to get
huge
it
tea
to,
bag.
well, where is it? Can you see it? No, you can't.
No, there. Whoops.
Well,
Back there. You kind of sort of see it.
well, anyway, it's a big pack. That's what happens when you have virtual background. Anyway, so I actually have I found this and I've had it for a while. This tea, you can't see it. Let me see if I can get closer. It's a tea. Can you see this, everyone? It's terrible. You can't see it.
Oh,
There.
there. Now we can.
So this is what it is. It's a double-walled insulated tea. I don't know what you call it. Well, you can't. There you go. It's a tea thing, and then you pop open the top, and inside there's like a strainer in there. But you don't put the
Oh,
tea in the
okay.
strainer. You put the tea straight into this main capsule. Then you pour hot water in it, and you cover it with that tea strainer lid, so that when you drink it, you don't get tea in your mouth, like the loose leaf teas.
Oh,
So that's what I have in there. I have my Earl Grey, and I got it years and years ago from a shopping center called Valley Fair. And it's called Libra, but it's yeah, it's double walled insulated, and I found it recently over the holidays.
I love it.
So so this is my Earl Grey that I have had been sipping. So cheers, everyone. You can see my
Cheers.
cheers, and Glory will tell you what she's drinking.
Yes. Yes. We are moving slow today. Do you believe we've already been on camera 5 minutes and we haven't said nothing? So we're going to speed it up a little bit. So my tea is our favorite sweet rose tea by Tulsi. We love this because it's organic. And you know the smell of fresh roses, like after a good rain? That's what it smells like.
We
It's so
love the
organic
sweet
and fresh.
rose.
It is my favorite. The ingredients are da 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 organic Egyptian rose petals, rose flower, rose. So if you
Rose.
like this, yes. So if you like the smell of rose, you will love this. So cheers.
Cheers, everyone, again. Cheers.
Oh, wow. That is really good. So as always, we like to begin with saying that our thoughts and prayers go out to the human race. We want somehow in 2023, and if we have a little time at the end of our chat, we're going to talk a little bit about some things that we would like to see manifest in the world for 2023. But we want everyone to learn how to live together, to love one another, to be able to have a conversation without it ending in violence, and to stop the killing throughout the world. We don't want much, just a little love.
Love is all we need.
Yes. So last week we talked about 2022 and all the things that happened, all the different activities, and we thought we covered everything. And after it, there were a few things that we missed, and we were like, oh, how could we forget, Harry and Meghan? Oh, how could we forget, and how things went with them. And then on Friday, our chats are Wednesday. On Friday, we got the notice that Barbara Walters had passed. Now, Barbara Walters, to many people, are just known as the woman of The View. She's the creator spearhead of The View. However, Barbara Walters did way, way more things before that. And she lived to a beautiful young age of 93. And her legacy was that she was the first female anchor. Now, when Barbara got the job, they didn't, let her go out and do news reports. No, they had her do Fashion Week. Such a rough job. Go to Paris and do Fashion Week. Barbara was like, oh, I hated it so bad. I was forced to eat, at high-end restaurants and drink champagne and watch beautiful clothing on the runway. So it backfired. She didn't hate it. She did a really good job. And then they decided that they were going to pair her with a gentleman, and his name was Harry Wisner. And Harry said to Barbara on one of their first shows, I added up your time and my time, and you owe me 4 minutes because you talked more about yours than I got to talk about mine. Now, she laughed it off and thought it was funny. No, he was serious. He was serious. He did not like her. He did not want her on the show next to him. Walter Cronkite was the man of the news. And when ABC stole Barbara Walters from NBC, the rumors were that they paid her $1 million to steal her. And, no one could confirm it. And of course, Barbara's not going to talk her business. The exciting thing is, then she got to do 2020. And while she was doing 2020, she got to talk to people all over the world. She did amazing conversations. She interviewed Michael Jackson, Prince, Patrick Swayze, Elton John, Muhammad Ali, Martha Stewart, Robin Williams, Whoopi Goldberg, Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross, George Burns, all of our presidents, Castro of Cuba, and she had great things that she accomplished with these conversations, because she would do one a year and we would all hang to see who's Barbara going to talk to this year.
Yeah.
My favorite was Mike Tyson and Robin Givens. Mike Tyson was sitting with his arm around Robin Givens, and Robin said, he she goes, does he hit you? And she goes, he grabs me and he pushes me and all this other stuff. And everybody in America saying, girlfriend, as big as Mike is, if he did what you're saying he did, you'd have bruises all over you. It was, it didn't come across as much the way Robin wanted it to be. But that's what I mean by Barbara Walters. She did amazing conversations.
Yeah, she was so amazing. She was probably the only one interviewer that could land such great interviews. And it was like the highlight, because everyone waited to see who else she was going to interview. Who's next? Who's coming up next? And my recollection of Barbara was every year she would do the 10 most fascinating people And that's the one thing that everyone waited for. And we always recorded it and we watched it afterwards so we could skip the commercials. And
Yes.
we would always wait to see her coming. She would do previews, like the trailers, and she would come down in her gown and she would say, you know, wait for whatever her trailer, a little snippet commercial of the 10 most fascinating people. But that was really like something, that yearly thing. And I was very upset when she decided that she would stop doing it.
Yes.
But I'm
Yes.
assuming that that was really, that took a lot of time because, you know, Barbara, she likes to do her research. That must have taken a
Yes.
lot of her time and effort and energy to do that. But for us, we just love to watch it.
Yeah. She said in a recent interview of her that by the time she sat down with an individual, she knew everything about them. In fact, she said, I believe I knew more about them than they knew about themselves.
Well, there you go. That goes to
Yeah.
show that I could only imagine if I did that much research on 10, not even one person alone, let alone 10 people.
Yeah.
That would be enough to give me exhaustion.
Yes. You and I both. So, Barbara, all of the female anchors have all come out and said how much they thank you because without you, there would not be them. You know, from Oprah Winfrey, Robin Givens, Robin Roberts, Coda, Savannah. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. So, your presence will be missed in the physical. However, we know you will be keeping an eye on your girls all over the world.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Barbara.
Yes. So I'm sure it used to be individual states that had lotteries and then they started combining them. And now the lottery has taken on a life of its own. You know, you used to be like if you won $2 million, it would be like, yay. Well, on Friday, the mega million jackpot is continuing to rise and they're forecasting it to be around $940 million. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot.
Um,
And yeah, they said nobody matched six, but there were some people that matched a few numbers, not the entire. Well, actually, there was one person that matched five, but not the sixth one.
yeah. And so, I mean, sometimes, uh, depending on the category, if you get five numbers, I'm sorry, I think you should make more than $1 million out of
I
a
think so too. I
940.
think so too. Five is really, really hard, let alone,
That's really hard.
yeah.
Yeah. So we don't know what's going to happen. You know, in the year of 2023, we're going to talk a little bit more about this because Rosetta and I believe that the dollar amounts are too high at that level. So instead of, you know, someone making $900 million, could you imagine if 100 people got like 9 or 90 million, you know, spread the wealth. That's how we all become abundant and affluent instead of just masking this richness. I can't imagine what the Powerball person who just won $2 billion,
Wow.
what that does to an individual. It was a small community where it was won, what that's going to do to their
Well,
lives.
it would change their life forever because of such a small community. Hopefully, I don't know if everybody knows. Once you're known to win, I'm telling you, people, all sorts of people are going to come out the woodworks. I
Yeah.
would actually, if I was that person, I would actually fear for my life, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what people are going to try. Now they know you have the money. All sorts of, they could come and rob your house. They could
Yeah.
hold you for ransom, all
Oh,
kinds of
you're going to have
things.
to move. You're going
Yeah.
to have to move. Your life as you know it is over. And
Well,
even, you know, they had said, you know, when we win, you know, we want to take care of ourselves and our family and our community. There's still people on the outside who are going to be after you. Now, outside of California, you don't have to show your face. I think it's irresponsible of California to make someone pick up their winning ticket in person. I would wear a gorilla outfit or something, you
well,
know?
someone did. I think it was in Japan or Taiwan. They won. And instead of getting up there and showing their face, he put on a monkey's outfit or gorilla's outfit. And he
Right.
did it because he didn't want his wife and his child to. to know it was him so that they wouldn't get lazy.
There you go. I mean, there are many reasons of why you don't want to do it. So, I know a lot of people are playing, and, good luck to everyone. And my hope is that as people win the lottery, that they will do something to help our children and education, because that was the main reason for the start of it.
Right.
And I used to go to schools pre-COVID. I haven't seen billions of dollars worth of improvements and quality of life of our children in all of the schools. Some schools have gotten better, some have stayed the same. So if you're fortunate enough to win all that money, do something positive with it.
Exactly. I agree.
So, we woke up Friday hearing news about Barbara, and then on Saturday, we woke up to the announcement that Pope Benedict the 16th had also passed. It was, it was just at the end of 2022, the last two, souls to go off planet Earth. And the Pope, one of the things that I remember about him, his mission was to rekindle faith in the world. And he was trying to talk about love and honor and respect. And he didn't naysay so much about, interracial marriages and same-sex marriages or any of that. It was about love and trying to find a way to have a win-win, compassion. And then in 2013, he did something that no other pope had done for 600 years. He resigned because he had health issues.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes, that was big. He resigned and yeah. And now he lived after that. He lived quite a long life after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he made it to let's see, Barbara was 95, he was 93.
Barbara was
So
93 when she passed
yes.
away.
Yes, and he was 95.
Yeah.
So yes. I just got the numbers wrong. Now, sorry, Barbara, not trying to give my girl more numbers than she had. But the thing for me, and maybe this is something we'll talk about in 2023. Why can't a pope be married? We have all of this unrest and under the table conversations about, inappropriate touching, inappropriate, behavior with children and all of this. And if a man is born with certain natural urges, and then he's supposed to not have those urges for a woman, it would be interesting to find out why. Because a friend of mine, she goes to an Episcopal church, and it appears just like a Catholic church, except their fathers can get married.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but we'd have to talk more about that and do some research as to why they're not allowed to get married. But if
Yes,
anyone watching knows, maybe you can comment below because we'd like to know. That would be something for our research, and we'll talk about that in a future chat.
absolutely. So our thoughts and wishes for a speedy recovery go out to Jeremy Rayner. He's known as Hawkeye. He was at his property up in Tahoe, and he does a lot of posting about him on these big, huge snowplows. So not only did he snowplow his property, he would snowplow others. And he received a call from a relative, and they were socked in. They couldn't get out of their house. He went over to plow them out, got off the snowplow. I guess it shifted with the snow, started rolling. He tried to stop it, and it accidentally ran over him. So he is in the hospital. He's in stable condition. He's recovering. So good luck to you,
Yeah,
your
he doesn't
fans.
look,
And
at least he's
yeah,
alive and he wasn't killed from that because that could have been really serious, but he looks like
yes,
he really injured. His face doesn't look that great. When you
that's
do, you can
true.
Google search and you'll see that that one picture shows his face, but I think that he's going to recover and we wish you speedy recovery.
Yes, absolutely. So some of you may have heard the new thing that's trending around the internet right now. So Rolling Stones came out and it released the 200 greatest singers of all time.
Oh, I hadn't heard about that.
Yes. So now of these 200 greatest singers of all time, what they did is they went through and they came up with names like let me see somebody like Mississippi John Hurt was number 159. Carrie Underwood is 158. Let's see, let's go closer to 121 is just to give you some idea, you know. So if Carrie Underwood is on the list, Jennifer Hudson is on the list, George Strait is on the list, Corin Tucker is on the list, Dion is on the list. So you're like, oh, okay. So then they get to the top 5. So number 5 is Mariah Carey. Number 4 is Billie Holiday. Number 3 is Sam Cooke. Change is gonna come. I could listen to that song over and over and over. I love that song. Then, of course, the Dom, Whitney Houston, is number 2. And of course, number 1 is the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. You know who was missing off of all 200? Celine Dion.
Wow.
Now, I don't know how in God's name they could come up with a list that did not include her. Because, you know, Emmylou Harris, Janis Joplin, Bruce Springsteen, Wilson Pickett, Luther Vandross.
Was Michael Jackson there?
Yes, Michael Jackson's there. Wilson Pickett is there. D'Angelo. Now I love me some D'Angelo. Brown Sugar Baby is one of my go-to songs.
He was
But
on there and Celine Dion wasn't on there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
D'Angelo was
LaBelle.
D'Angelo was only around for a minute.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, Muddy Waters, you know,
I don't know who they are.
They're like, that just lets you know they're old great performers. But for me, the thing, like Aaliyah passed away very young. She was number 40.
What?
You know, Lou Armstrong, Curtis Mayfield, Van Morrison, Kurt Cobain, Dusty Springfield. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. And then you think to yourself, when it comes to, I remember Peabo Bryson, and I don't even know if he made the list. Peabo Bryson was singing songs, and he did a duet with Celine Dion for an animated movie. That's what started this, because we all only knew it was Peabo and a girl singing. Celine Dion went from being a little soloist, you know, on compilations to being the queen, the diva herself. I don't know how they could do that. And then Rolling Stones, you know, instead of saying mea culpa, my bad, they threw down and they said, well, we said the greatest singers of all times, not the greatest songstress.
What? The greatest singer of all time, not the greatest songs? What's that mean?
Well, that just means that, you know, it's not that she can't sing. She's just not the best, one of the best singers, which is, it's ridiculous.
Oh, I think that's ridiculous.
Social media is blowing up right now because everyone's upset of what they did to Celine, and they're trying to go after them to make them change it. I don't know if it'll change it, but I was just surprised that happened.
Yeah, that is surprising. You would think she'd be there at least. I would say in the least top, you know.
I would say top 20.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Top 20.
I mean,
crazy.
Luther was 31. So, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. Shaka Khan was 29. Mahalia Jackson. Oh my God. Mahalia Jackson was 28. Dolly Parton herself is 27.
Wow.
Paul McCarthy's 26. Mary J. Blige is 25. Let's see. Smokey Robinson is 23. Adele is 22.
Is Lionel Richie in there?
I didn't see him so far. Marvin Gaye is 20. Frank Sinatra is 19.
Wow.
Let's see who else. Elvis Presley is 17. Prince, 16. Yeah, I love Prince. Bob Dylan is 15. Freddie Mercury is 14. Patsy Cline is 13. John Lennon is 12. Little Richard is 11. Al Green is 10. Otis Redding is 9. Beyonce is 8. Let's see. Stevie Wonder is 7. Ray Charles is 6. So even if Lionel is there, he's way down on the list because we're back up to number 5.
I wonder how they
So
actually even compiled this. What were their criteria for ranking them? That's crazy.
I know. I mean, for them not to pick people that you and I consider to be great performers and great singers. So that's like, Celine, she's a great performer, but she's not necessarily a great singer. And I'm like, you try and hit those notes. You try and sing the way she does consistently over and over and over.
Oh, she's an amazing singer. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Wow. So if you have an opinion or if you know more information, hit us up down below and let us know.
Yes.
So sort of like in honor of females, today is the celebration. I think the actual day was Monday, was the 5th anniversary of Hoda and Savannah on the Today Show. So in honor of their 5 years together, this morning they got to ring the bell at the New York Stock Exchange. Nice. It is so exciting. So they push the bell. So Savannah takes her hand up and Hoda's just ding, 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 ding. And they're like, okay, take your hand up. But it was just really interesting to see. And if you all haven't, you might Google it and look. The New York Stock Exchange has all these big, huge screens now. And instead of everybody standing in the middle yelling, they have all these little pods where people go and work. It was really cool to see. So congratulations, Hoda and Savannah. Good job, girls.
Keep yes, good job.
Yes. So a lot of us were watching, football on Sunday. I'm a Raider girl. My husband's a 49er guy. And there was a big game between the Raiders and the 49ers. It was supposed to be a blowout. They were supposed to just beat us up one side and down the other. That really didn't happen. It was a very, very close game. And of course, the 49ers won. See, I said it out loud.
See, that was kind of hard for you to say.
That was kind of got caught a little bit. However, I got it out. And that was earlier in the day. That was the 1 p.m. game. And then in the evening, there was a game with the Beagles, Cincinnati Beagles versus the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. And during the game, a young man, his name is Dsmsr Hamlin, did a normal tackle, nothing, really bad. The ref blows the whistle. Everyone gets up to go back to get, to huddle and then go back to the line. And then all of a sudden he collapses on the field. You could have heard a pin drop. It was just so quiet. I think sometimes, I'm always saying, my God, they hit so hard now, like my family has a history of, playing sports, baseball, football, basketball. They love sports. And if my child was playing football, I don't know if I'd let him play professional football because they just look like they hit so hard. Now, this wasn't a mean hit, an after hit, or nothing like that. What they're saying is that it was the electrodes of his heart, just as it was, the way they express it is it was sending the charge to the heart. He got hit in the chest, and that's what caused the cardiac arrest. They had to perform CPR on the field, and then they had to carry him away in an ambulance. And I told my husband, I said, I don't know why people are still sitting there. They're not going to play football tonight, because typically if a player gets hurt, even if they have to leave the field, they wave their hands, they give you a thumbs up,
right,
something. This young man was unconscious. He wasn't going to be given a thumbs up. And so it took quite a while for them to, first they suspended the game, but then they went ahead and they said, no, we're going to have to reschedule.
Yeah, that was very, very tense for those moments, right? They didn't know what was happening. But it's really great to hear that. But it's kind of sad that I heard this kind of I don't know if it's a statistic. It's not a statistics, but it's like this is the number of doctors at a game, number of medical professionals. There's at least 30 medical professionals during a football game, and I was
Yeah.
thinking,
Why?
number one, why do you need so many
Yep.
to begin with? And number two, that goes to show what a rough sport this is to have that many on duty. They must have like a chiropractor, a cardiologist, a neurologist, this person or that person, every specialty under the sun they can think of for every
Yes.
single thing that could happen. And for what it's worth, I mean, I'm surprised we probably don't hear as many injuries happen as there are because many people after they play football, like when they retire, they actually have so many health issues like
Yes.
concussions. And they say,
Yes.
did you know that one of the telling factors that you will get dementia or Alzheimer's is if you've ever had a concussion, it's a
Mm,
higher risk of getting dementia if you ever had a concussion in your life.
right.
So that's yeah, that sport is pretty bad. I mean, it's quite
Yeah.
dangerous. I wouldn't let my son play professional.
Yeah. I mean, I love football. I love a good game. I love to see talent. I just think that something, well, also back in the day, if you were 5'10" playing football, because football was more the short, stocky guys.
Right.
Now we have players who are 6'2", 300 and some pounds, and they're like receivers and running backs. And I mean, you just think of the momentum of that coming at you. That's pretty serious. And um, another statistic that I heard that was like, what? There have been played so far this season, I think it's between 62 and 65 quarterbacks. Now there's only 32 teams,
Right.
which means that everybody, so the 49ers on its third string quarterback.
Wow.
Lance, the first one, was tackled and broke his ankle, or he had to have surgery. Then the second quarterback, not Kaepernick, Lord have mercy. I can't think of his name now, but Garoppolo. So Garoppolo, he gets hurt, so he's out. So Purdy is the current quarterback, so that's
Wow.
three.
That's three.
So
Wow.
yeah, and that's just one team. And then if you go across the league, that's why there's so many. But I had no idea there were that many um, health officials on the field.
Healthcare professionals on the field.
Yeah, at that time. But now I mean, because I've seen people where they look like, they should go home, and they'll go in the back and they come back and they're raring to go. And I'm like, I'd be like, no. I was happy when they started the concussion tents, because if you go in the concussion tent and you don't meet the doctor specifications, you're done.
Yeah.
Because before they'd say, Coach, I'm fine, put me back in. No.
So
So
we'll see what happens to Damar and
yes.
wish him lots of, positive vibes and energy and he gets he recovers from this. I'm pretty sure I'd be very surprised if he says, "Oh, I'm okay. I'm going to go back to playing." That would be a shocker.
Well, I think it's also with his family, and like his uncle. He said that if that had happened anywhere other than on the field where there were professionals that could perform CPR
Right.
immediately, he
Right.
would have passed away. And he's one of the things that touched my heart was seeing the players, how sad and upset they were on both teams that this young
Yes.
man was on the ground. So he has a little toy drive that he does for the
Yeah.
kids of his community. And his goal was to raise $2,500. last time I checked, it was $5.1 million has been raised. And it's not just for the kids, it's also to help Damar and his family, because, you know, this could be life changing for him, because in the entire history of football sports, I've never seen them cancel a game.
Right.
I think it was Joe Montana. It was either Joe Montana or Steve Young broke their back during a game. They didn't stop the game. They kept on playing. They wheeled them off and they kept on going.
Yeah,
This is the
wow.
first time that it stopped. So there are definitely things that are afoot.
Right.
And there will be changes. I believe there will be changes.
I hope so.
So, Damar, you just focus on healing. You take care of yourself, and whatever you decide, I think everyone will be good with it. Whether you come back or you say, I'm done, it's all good. It's all good. So I don't know any place in the United States that's not having a little climate issue, even though everyone says, oh, it's not nothing with climate control. Last Saturday, we had horrendous rains. And right now, and those rains were like a 2. And right now, we are expecting to get up to a Category 5 in some parts of California. Sacramento is already rain and wind. San Jose, downtown, rain and wind, and they're also experiencing power outages. So,
yeah, Saturday was that was New Year's Eve, and I heard a
yes.
lot of people had power outages in which area was it? South San Jose. A lot of people had power outages. Luckily, I'm in Campbell. We didn't have any. Did you have any? You had something, right?
Yes, we had power outages too, and they kept saying, 10 more minutes, half an hour, and it was for myself, and I'd say probably 2/3 of the neighborhood, the street that I live on, we came back up. Like we were out for a few hours, but we came up. The other people were out for like 8 hours, no
Wow.
power.
Wow. Yeah, and the
And
worst thing is you don't want to go out because the weather's so bad. Usually you would go out for New Year's Eve to celebrate, but people wanted to stay at home. But
yeah,
because of the power outage, they couldn't go out. So what do? You just, people were saying they were just spending New Year's Eve under candlelight.
I know, and yeah, we were all still grateful that we were okay, but it was just strange times. So today and tomorrow, because they said that it was going to be really bad this morning, and in some parts of Northern California, it was. San Francisco, they were running out of sandbags yesterday. But I think they should have said to people, if you've never experienced flooding, don't come and get sandbags. Wait and see, because everybody was just running to get sandbags. I know Sacramento is having lots of rain. We are slated in the primary Bay Area to get really socked in starting at between 2 p.m. and I think 9 p.m. tonight. So if you can, stay off the roads and be safe. And for the cray people who think that I saw my car on television do a 360 and all is well, I can go as fast as I want, please slow down. Please slow down. It's not just your life, it's the life of the people next to you. So please slow down.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, we'll just have to ride this out. And they say it's going to be for the rain and the storm is going to be for a while, right? It's going to be raining
Yeah.
for like the next 14 days. I mean, we're in California, everyone. So we're not like for the past 2 years, we've had like drought. So
Thank
we're
you.
not used to this. Like Glory was telling me that isn't there like a stream near your house that was bare bones?
Oh, yeah. Friday, there was no water. And now I have bristling water. Water is flowing. So my poor neighbors who are new to the neighborhood, they're panicking. Oh my God, should I go get sandbags? And I'm like, not yet. Now if that creek gets full, okay, we got a problem. However, that creek, in all the years I've lived here, that creek has never gotten full. The thing that's scaring us a little bit is on the other side of that, we have a little national park and it has a man-made lake. And so people go there and they fish. Now that is flooding to the street. So if we get as much water as they're saying, that's going to hit the neighborhood across from us. So it has to hit that neighborhood, it has to jump the creek and then get to us. So, and it's the 14 days, it's the fact that it's just going to keep raining. So I think we all have to be very diligent and be very, very careful.
Yeah, we do. We do. Stay safe, everyone.
Yes. So, I always tell you, God is good. Might not do what I want, when I want, how I want. However, the infinite spirit, the infinite source, whatever you pray to, is got a little finger going on right now. So as soon as Nancy Pelosi said, I'm done, I will not run for re-election, Kevin McCarthy started pumping his chest and saying, I am going to be the new Speaker of the House. In fact, he has already moved in to the Speaker office. It's like it's a done deal. Well, they have done 3 rounds of voting to elect a new Speaker, and he has failed multiple times. So that's 3 times he has failed to get the number required to be Speaker of the House. Then they show that guy Jordan. He's the one that was Trump's attorney when they did those impeachment trials. I mean, I hope that the 10 people who are holding out against McCarthy becoming the new Speaker are doing it for the right reason. And my understanding is that every time they do the vote, more people go away from Kevin McCarthy than to him. He has said, he's going to give people their committees back. He's going to give them, he's not looking at this from the perspective of we've been there, done that. We want a party that's to help the people. He's still going back to, the election was stolen and all the lies and all that garbage. So there's a little source that's keeping a little tab on this. And my goal and my hope is that he's going to learn, if you're coming into office as the Speaker, don't waste time going backwards. It's time to move forward.
Exactly. I believe that exactly. But we'll have to see what happens because, yeah, as you said, he hasn't been elected. It's 3 times, right? Or twice?
Yes.
Or 3 times.
Oh, 3.
Yeah.
3. They just did another one this morning, and the lady hits the gavelette and she says, we have no Speaker. I'm like, I'm sure his head is about to explode. But the thing that he needs to understand, and what we as American citizens have to understand, is we're tired of the rhetoric. So if you're tired of it, let's get rid of all the people who are doing it. If people are not in office to improve the quality of your life, they got to go. Don't care if they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, they got to go. And, it just amazes me that there are things that are going on in government right now that I never ever would have thought. People are lying, they're just being inappropriate. And President 45 came out and said, come on, people, quit playing around, put Kevin in office. He's gonna do everything. He's a good guy. He goes, well, I guess he is. I think he is.
Yeah. Wow.
I'd be like, that's okay, Mr. President. I got this. Oh, so I hope everyone had good times with their family. And, we know there was a lot of traveling. There was lots and lots and lots of traveling. And we've noticed that the COVID numbers are, just kind of ticking up. The thing that's really strange right now is not just COVID. I'm hearing someone, I was talking to a lady, we do church on Zoom just to keep everybody safe. And she said, I had the flu and I just got over the flu. I was just starting to feel better and now I got COVID.
Oh, so, wow.
I guess the symptoms are unique enough that you can feel the difference. However, she was like, be careful when you're indoors. If you don't live with the people, she goes, I don't think people are lying on purpose. It's just they're not telling us all the truth about, have I been anywhere where my health could be compromised? So in California, they're actually starting to have the conversations. Do they require masks for our children, going back to school? Because they've been out in the world having a good
Right.
old time.
Well, school's already begun for some people here in the Bay Area after the
Yes.
holidays. So, yeah. So I don't know. They didn't make a decision yet because I haven't heard that kids have to go back to school with a mask on.
Yeah, I haven't heard either. I just know it's something that they're definitely looking into. And it's just something to be conscious of. So I would just say try and take good care of your kids and your loved ones, and hope and pray that all will be well.
Yep, exactly. I strongly agree with that. Just be safe, everyone.
Yes. So, we had said that if we had a little time left over, we were going to try and think about 2023. And the more Rosetta and I talked about that before we started the chat, the more I thought of, we're always talking, everything starts from the top down, from the parents.
Yes.
How do we get our parents more involved in our children's lives so that all this chaos that we see will just go away, will disappear? So I started thinking, and for me in 2023, it's about gratitude. There's so many things, even with all the chaos, that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful I woke up this morning. I'm grateful I have my health. I'm grateful I'm able to walk and to be, you know. And so there's a lady, her name is Melody Beadle, and she wrote a little statement that I forgot that I had seen. She said, "Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough, and more, it turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow."
I
I
love
thought that
that.
was beautiful.
I love that. I love that. And I'm glad you read that because I'm always about gratitude because I always believe that gratitude, me being a health person here, I always say that gratitude is something that's, you don't dwell on what you don't have. Dwell on the things you
Right.
have and be grateful, and you will have plenty. I always say that when you're grateful for things you have, then you will get more of the things that you want, even without knowing it. And she said that
Yes.
right. Exactly. I love that. I love that.
Yes.
It's so great. Remember that it's not about what you do. So many people just want to concentrate on, I don't have this. I'm not financial. I need to get more of this. I want this materialistic things or anything they
Yes.
want more of, but they're not grateful. So the more grateful you are, your life just becomes more filled with more abundance, and it really does play a big part on your health.
Yes.
I really do
Yes.
believe that it plays a big part on your health. And there are societies that are just cities and societies around this world that don't dwell on what they don't have. They don't have a lot like this, like we have in America, but they're just
Right.
grateful and happy for the friends, the family, their community, their religion, the food that they
Yes.
have on their plate, and just simple things. And they live a very long life.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
love that. Thank you for talking about gratitude because so many people don't stop and try and do some kind of reflection on how grateful they are and what they're grateful for. So
Right.
just like
Yes.
you, I'm always grateful for, yeah, waking up in the morning, being able to open my eyes, being able to get up in the morning, being able just being, just
Yes.
being. That's what I'm grateful
Yes.
for.
Yes. I see. So, like Damar. I mean, he got up that morning, thought it was just a typical day. He's going to go play a little football, hang out with his family and friends, and everything shifted. And it's very important for me to just try and stay in that space of gratitude because we don't know. Every time I get on a freeway, I don't know about you, Rosetta, I pray to God to please keep me safe because I'll look up in my rearview mirror and I see, 4 lanes of traffic, we're semi-stopped, move a little, stop, and you see someone barreling down 40, 50 miles an hour when everyone's like around 10. And I think to myself, what in your mind allows you to think that you can do whatever you want, irregardless of how you could affect someone else's life? That is not a grateful person.
Yeah.
That's not even a conscious person, you know?
Yes. Yeah. So I always talk about that, and to have, even if you don't want to do this, I always tell people, try and, like, every day write down some things you're grateful for, even if it's not every day, if it's like once or twice a week. But even if you can't take the time to write something down, just stop and just close your eyes or think about it and just have it in your mind. What are you grateful for at that
Yes,
precise moment? You can think about what you're grateful for that's happened in the morning, or what you're grateful for at that precise moment. But take some time out and do that, because I tell you, it will really change your outlook in life.
absolutely. So we want gratitude, we want more love, we want more peace. Rosetta and I, we always talk about, women in politics. And I want to be a little bit more specific when I say that. We're not talking about women who want to become part of the boys' club. We're talking about women who want to come into our government to change the toxicity of the government. There are Ireland, Finland, there are countries where they have female executives of their government. You don't hear nothing about them because they're so about peace and harmony. And
Yeah.
instead of getting a gun, they say, let's sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
So my goal is for us to get more conscious people in our government, because all the rhetoric that has been going on, Americans are just tired of it. And eventually it's going to boil to the point that all these people who think that they're cowboys right now, they're going to get sent home. Because, you know, after Sandy Hook, I thought that was enough. After Uvalde, I thought that is enough. We're going to get some kind of control of weapons in America. And it hasn't happened. I don't know what it's going to take to wake
Yeah,
up.
really, that's the $1 million question. What is it going to take for
Yeah,
there to be no more shootings in America? No more. Every day
yeah,
there's something.
yeah. And every time I talk to a woman, their biggest fear is something. I couldn't imagine kissing my baby and telling him to have a good day at school and he not come home. And that's something that a lot of parents have to deal with today. And in San Jose, they just built 3 new schools side by side. And the schools are elementary, middle school, and high school. That's number one. That makes me nervous. You can't have little babies with, seniors and all of that, because, bullies and all that crap. However, it's brand new. Hopefully they're going to take care of that. They're going to make sure that the children are safe. But it's like, in one hand, especially if you live in those big old huge condos, you can just walk across the street to school. Your world is going to be just that close. And hopefully that community will show us all something new, where the parents are right there for the kids, easy access to their children. We just have to change, all the hostility is, everything has a time. Well, its time, I think, has come, and it's time for us to consciously let it go.
Yep, exactly.
Well, as always, it has been a lovely, lovely, lovely chat. We feel the love in the room. We send it out to you.
Yes, we
We hope
do.
that you all feel the love from us. We hope you can connect with our consciousness, and all together we can uplift everyone. There's more than enough on this planet for everyone. We just have to learn how to share. What a concept.
Yeah, and we hope you all had a really good New Year's. You brought in the New Year's with
Yes.
lots of joy. And I'm hoping this year we have more love and joy. Joy is really what I want, and
Joy.
kindness.
Yeah.
Because there's too much sadness in this world. Want to be
Yes.
joyful, positive, bringing those positive vibes.
Yes.
And we want to wish you all a lovely, lovely month. We're going to go month by month and I hope
Yes.
that, this month brings you everything that you've hoped for. And it's a fantastic, marvelous month for you. And we hope that 2023 is, the start of 2023 has been good for you. We really
Yes.
do hope that. And we wish you all love, joy, and kindness. And
Yes.
we thank you so much for your support on our chats. We've been doing this for a while now. And if you are a long time supporter, we really thank you. If you're new, we want to
Yes.
thank you as well. And we just want to remind you, don't forget to hit the thumb icon to show us that you like this video. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and you can hit that bell notification. Where's my bell gone?
Ding ding
Bell,
ding
where are
ding. Ding
you?
ding ding ding.
Oh, it's right here. Ding, ding,
Ding ding
ding. Yes. So you'll be the first to be notified when you can watch our chats. And we want to just thank you again so much. And if you're in California, please stay safe with all the storms. And
Yes.
we are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. And
And remember
remember to
to
always
always
keep
keep
smiling.
smiling.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye
Happy
bye.
New Year. Happy New Year.